Alright, hello, my name is Alan. I'm here to show you how to make a cardstock rocket. This is an air-powered rocket from 4-H style. So what we need, our materials are going to be some cardstock. This is not cardboard, this is paper, but it's very thick and stiff. So it'll give us the strength that we need to make a good rocket. So to get started, paper, I've got a piece of PVC pipe. This is to make sure that the diameter of the body tube of our rocket will come out right so it'll fit on the rocket launcher. Then I've got tape, I have some scissors, a pencil, and I've got this wide packaging tape that I want to use to make the body tube. So let's get started. I prefer to put the tape, hopefully this is all still in frame. I prefer to put the tape on the cardstock first and not after I've wrapped it around the pipe. I'm going to cut it. Got a bad pair of scissors. So I want to wrap the cardstock around my pipe long ways to create a longer tube, and I'm putting the tape on so that it's half on the paper and half not on the paper. So here we go. I'm going to start, I've got the sticky side up, and I'm going to start wrapping. I want to wrap it as tight as I can around this pipe. This pipe, by the way, is 1/2-inch PVC pipe. So I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going as tightly as I can. And I'm going to get to the tape and I'm going to stop. Now, when I said I want you to wrap it tight, we've actually wrapped it too tight at this point. So when I try and pull on the pipe, do I have it? Okay, when you try and pull on the pipe, it won't slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to relax my grip. You can actually check the pipe. I'm loosening it by just relaxing my grip. Now our pipe will slide easily. Then I go ahead and I press the tape down. Alright, so here we go. Now we've almost finished making the body tube portion of our rocket. The next thing I want to do is I need to cap it with another piece of tape and seal off one end. So I'm going to take another, this will be about a 6-inch piece of tape. I've got a method that I like to use. I'm going to put the end of the body tube and center it on my piece of tape. And I'm going to pull one side down, pull the other side, and I've got the other two short edges. I press those down. Then I've got 4 corners and I like to pinch them closed. Then these tabs, I just press them down. Alright, so if the viewer can see, then now I've got a piece of tape and I've sealed up one end of our body tube. So I'm going to check this by blowing into it and making sure that it's airtight. In reality, you can't get it perfectly airtight, but you can get it pretty close. So here I'm going to go in and check it. That's pretty good. If it doesn't come out good, you can always put on a second or third piece of tape. Your next piece of tape, it also helps to just wrap the piece of tape as like so. Alright, so now that we've done that, this is going to be the top end of our rocket. We need to start making some rocket fins that we're going to attach at the other end. I like to make my rocket fins. The easiest way is take a second sheet. We're going to fold it in half. The kids would say this is folding it in half hamburger style, right? We're fold it in half again. Alright, so of the four corners on our folded piece of paper, I want to find the one corner where they're all loose, and it's this corner right here. I'm going to grab it and hold it by this corner, and I'm going to draw a line. I'm making a triangle. So I've drawn a line like so. Now if I cut along this line, you can see that I'm going to get 4 loose sheets of paper that we can use as rocket fins. So here I go. Let me cut these. We can use this sheet, this last piece, we can use this to make the nose cone, which we'll do in just a second. But for now, we have these 4 rocket fins. And what you can either do, and this is just a matter of a style or preference, we can attach it like this, or we can attach it like this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach it this way. So in order to do that, what I'd like to do is I need to cut 2 slits along this side. Now that I've created 2 slits, you can see them, this is going to allow me to create a tab. So once again, I've got all 4 that I'm holding together, and I'm going to bend over the space between the 2 slits, and that's a tab that we can fold one way. And let's fold the top and bottom part the opposite way. Now I've got 4 identical fins. And with these tabs, it'll now be easy to tape these onto the body tube. So this is where I like to use not the 2-inch wide strapping tape, packaging tape, but I'm using Scotch tape is a lot simpler. So I'm going to take 2 pieces and put one on either side of the rocket fin. And let's attach it to the body tube. Now here's the end that we sealed off earlier, so I'm going to pick the bottom end. And I like to use the seam. This is the end of the cardstock paper. I like to use the seam as a guide to help me align it straight. So my first one is going to cover that seam. I put it down. So now we've got 1 rocket fin attached. Alright, now the next rocket fin it's better if you work your way across from the first, and that way we can get a straighter line. Okay. I'm pressing my tape down so that it makes good contact. Alright, 2 more to go. There's 3. One last one, and then we can do the nose cone. By the way, I'm putting 4 rocket fins on here. You don't have to use 4. You can use 3. That'll work just as well. 2, though, is not enough. So your options are 3 or 4 fins. Alright, there we go, we're getting close. I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to take this scrap piece of paper, unfold it, and I'm going to take this roll of tape and I'm going to use it as a guide, a template, to make a circle. We're making the nose cone at this point. So I'm going to trace around our roll of tape. You can use the outside of the roll to make a longer nose cone, or you can use the inside and make a smaller nose cone. So the last thing I need to do now that I have this circle is basically I want to draw a Pac-Man for those of you who are old enough to remember that game. I'm going to cut a piece of pie out. This part of our circle is going to be trash. This remainder is what we want to keep to use the nose cone. So I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so this is what we wind up with. Here's our Pac-Man. And what I want to do is I want to join these two sides, bring them together, and if I overlap one against the other, I can bring it down, and here we have a nose cone. What I like to do with my nose cones is, on my rockets, is I'd like the diameter of the base of the nose cone to match the diameter of the body tube. So I'm going to keep bringing it down until it's about like so. Then I take a piece of tape and secure it. There you go, there's a nose cone. So let's put it on top of our rocket and secure it with some tape. It's not going to stay. Okay. Ta-da! There we go. Alright, one last thing. So our rocket is done. I'd recommend at this point that your kids write their name on it. They can decorate their rockets if they'd like. And now we have a rocket that we can use. I'm going to put it on the rocket launcher and show you how this works. Can you get this in frame? Lift it up. This is our rocket launcher. We attach it, slide it down on the pipe. We pump it up with the bicycle pump. This is a valve. Oh, we don't need it. That's fine. This is the valve. After it's pumped up, you open the valve. That lets the air out, and this will. These rockets can go up to about 250 feet, and that's pretty impressive. So, well, thanks for watching, and that's about it.